Oh,
Now go ahead, say what you got to say. Hey everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Guys, listen. Thursday, I'm gonna get my shave, my cut. I just got back from the motherland, and I'm finally recovering from the jet lag. I haven't been this jet lag, shoot, in forever. So we are back again. We are live this mid afternoon. I got my brother Pan Africanism Strikes Back on with us, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastamir.com. Make sure you go to donfo.africa tour. We're rolling to Nigeria in August. If you are interested, again, if you are interested in joining us, what's that? Is that collard green yogurt?
no, this is plain low
Plain
fat,
Jane
plain
yogurt.
yogurt. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Okay, so yeah, plain yogurt is disgusting. You got to put like cookie dough and all types of other shit in yogurt. You can't just have no plain
My
yogurt. That's
wife
just
just
nasty.
gave it to me, therefore I'm eating it.
Yeah, so guys, again, hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Again, tour. We're rolling to Nigeria August 8th through the 17th. Again, August 8th through the 17th. If you're interested in joining us, make sure you go to Donfo, Danfo.Africa. Again, Donfo.Africa. Also, we're rolling to Sierra Leone in November, Senegal in October. We would love to have you guys. It'll be a blessing. Make sure you visit Donfo, Danfo.Africa. What's that? Your shea butter? You muted. You muted, Brandon. You muted.
Real quick, guys. I know you don't like shameless plugs or anything, but this
No, no,
is
go ahead.
Hugh. This is Hugh Girls Shea Butter. This is the best damn shea butter. I didn't even like shea butter. I thought it was a gimmick because it
Yeah,
was
you like to
always
be
mixed with
ashy. Yeah, you
right,
You an East Side Long Beach dude. You like to be
right.
ashy.
But my sister, man, over at HughGirls.com, Body Butter Plug, she sent this to me. Man, it's the best shit ever. I'll be mad as hell. Look, it's almost gone now because my wife and my daughter did start stealing it and using it all up. This would have lasted me for 2 years. You feel me? Because I don't barely lotion up ever. They didn't start digging in it. Now it's half a container. But that's Hugh Girls. And it's spelled regular HUE girls, but just with a Z at the end. Go to HughGirls.com. Go help, hook the sister up because she's making a great product, bro. Like, I've been putting it on my lips. You know, you know what I'm saying? And it got my lips looking real. I got little lips, but I keep them juicy. You feel me? And I'm not like Tariq. I ain't gotta keep licking my lips every 2 fucking seconds because I use that Hugh Girls. Just keep them constantly moisturized. You feel me? The man talking about he gonna give you reparations, but he can't figure out
Yes,
the
sir.
solution to a simple issue like keeping your lips moist. He's still using the spit
Keeping your
action
lips,
like LL Cool J.
yeah. Pause.
Pause.
Pause. But guys, thank you for pause. Yeah, pause. Yeah, we definitely ain't doing the LL Cool J lick the lips on here. Pause. Super pause. But everyone, again, thanks for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to dynastymir.com. Um, make sure we share all that good stuff. We have again in the on with us today, brother, and everyone who's in the chat room. Again, thank you. Again, being a part of the conversation. Just do me a favor again. Just hit the like button. Just hit the like button. We got brother Pan Africanism Strikes Back. Today's topic. If you guys don't know, brother Kevin Samuels has passed away, and you got what I'll call unaccountable, uh, the unaccountable who can't handle constructive criticism portion of social media or of our community who are actually celebrating this brother's death. This brother who wanted black men to get their act together and marry black women. Uh, this brother who wanted black men to get their act again, get their act together, get their money right, start being dusty. He said if you're under the age of 45, make sure you put in 60 hours a week. Also was telling one of the only few black men who were, being honest to black women in regards to their um, unrealistic expectations. But at the end of the day, he wanted black marriage, black love, you know, black families, the black nuclear family, which is under attack right now. I mean, hell, he had brothers like me thinking about getting married here in America. I'm more focused on the continent, but man, the way Kevin was talking, he had brothers like me, wanting to marry here in America and get my act together and make sure I'm putting in the work, the sweat equity. But for some reason, you have a lot of weirdos and haters who are celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels. So, it's just all over the board, Brandon. I mean, the black community, we have become the personification of just evil on this planet. From our entertainment, our music, to stuff like this we see with Kevin Samuels, and other certain things that I've noticed that you got to be careful when you speak on YouTube. But Brandon, what is it? Why do these people, predominantly our sisters, hate Kevin Samuels? Brandon, unmute yourself.
I mean, honestly, like think about it. When you was about to say our sisters, you paused for a second because we're so like shell shocked when it comes to the gender war. We are afraid to even say anything about black women because we're afraid that we're gonna feel the wrath of the black women who are like, you hate black women and you all. So basically there's a sector of our community that's just totally unaccountable. They're not accountable to themselves, they're not accountable to their children. They're not accountable to their mates. They're not accountable to anybody. And basically, it's just called liberalism. These people have this anything goes mentality. And unfortunately for us, a lot of our women and also a lot of our men have been uh, basically brainwashed into living their lives with this mindset that anything goes and no one should be able to hold anyone accountable for anything. Dynast Kevin Samuels, like in my video that I don't know if you watched it, the
I watch it.
unauthorized
I watch
eulogy,
it.
right?
I watch
I
it.
basically talked about Kevin Samuels. He was a pillar of accountability. That's all Kevin Samuels was saying. Look, man, be responsible. You are the master of your own destiny. Remember the bullshit we listened to on Baby Boy? I'm the master of my own destiny and all that. Isn't it funny that how when it was coming from a Pookie in the form of Tyrese in the movie, everybody was running around repeating, I'm the master of my own destiny. But then when Kevin Samuels, a dude who was clean cut, professional, and successful, said it,
Suit and
all,
tie.
all of a sudden it was punching down on black women. Oh, you hate black women. You hate. That's like a 15-year-old kid. When a parent puts a rule in that protects their kid, what does the kid say? You hate me or I hate you. Because
Right.
what they're doing is they're rebelling against rules that are being put in place to keep them safe and to protect them. A bunch of our people have a childlike mindset. Many of our women have a childlike mindset. Many of our men have a childlike mindset. But if a man who is responsible, accountable, and mature comes to your child mindset having butt and tells you something that's best for you, you are an absolute fool if you sit up and try to name call that person. You sit up and try to cancel that person because you don't want to be accountable for your actions. The funny thing is, you have a lot of women talking about, oh, well, these men don't want to do this. These men don't want to do that. Do they realize they're looking in the mirror? Do they realize that they finally met their match? Someone who just doesn't want to be accountable just as much as they don't want to be accountable. And now they're complaining about it. You're more like the person you're complaining about than you even think. Because guess what? BS attracts BS. You feel me? Trash
Right.
attracts trash. So it's not that, oh, the men just aren't accountable. What are you doing that is attracting trash, unaccountable people to you? And that is what Kevin Samuels was saying. And I feel like Kevin Samuels was harder on the men than he was on the women. But
Exactly.
the men, when Kevin Samuels corrected men, he couldn't correct me because shit, I have more success in relationships than he did. But a fool rejects correction. That's what the Bible say. A fool rejects correction. What I saw was when Kevin Samuels chastised the men and called our men out, the men responded by listening to Kevin Samuels. So much so that they formed almost a cult-like following behind him. The men heard what was right, and we went ahead and fell in line behind what was right. The women heard what was right, and we had to drag them in with a rope and a halter like a wild horse just to hear the message. And some of the women listened to the message and applied what they learned, and it benefited them. But some of the women, instead of acknowledging that they had a role that they were playing in the things that they didn't like about their life, they chose to just vilify Kevin Samuels and try to start attacking him. And those are the same women that are out here celebrating his death.
Right.
I talked in my show the other day. I told the story. You heard the story of King Solomon, right?
Right.
With the two ladies, and they said, "Oh, this baby." One lady said,
They wanted to
"Hey,
tear the baby. Yeah.
that lady stole my baby," and the king was like, "Let's cut the baby in half and get half to the one mother, and the other mother could take half." The mother whose baby it really was, Dinus, she was like, "No, no, no, don't kill the baby. Just give the baby to the other woman."
Right.
The woman whose baby it wasn't, she was evil. She said, "Nah, cut the baby in half, and she could take half, and I could take half." She didn't have the natural affection for the baby that a mother would have. And that's how Solomon was able to see who really was the mother. We look at our women nowadays, and I'm not saying, I am saying this to offend you. I don't give a shit about what you women think. Our women are like that second woman. Our women have a demonic detachment from affection, love, and reality. Our women want to exterminate their own wombs. Our women want to celebrate the death of a black man, and they don't want anyone to tell them that they're wrong for it. I don't know where you came
No,
from.
you know what they said is grieving. You have the right to grieve how you want to.
No,
You have the right to.
no, you don't. Because what if I want to grieve by socking you, punch you in your jaw? Oh no, you can't do it. These women can look when you when you whooping their ass, they in a self-preservation. Oh, they're so nurturing and caring and moral. And how could you? But when it's exterminating our children, when it's celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it don't matter. It's all good. There's a scripture in the Bible says it's not what goes in a man's mouth that defiles him. It's what comes out. And when these women started celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels, all they did was prove that Kevin Samuels was right about everything he said about them. Because when you celebrate the death of a black man, that shows that you're a demon and you never cared about the black man in the first place. The only thing you cared about was, how do I get one of these black men to submit to my degenerate behavior and my hood rat ways? And because a man won't do it, guess
Hey,
what?
Randy,
He's
you need
the
to
enemy.
repeat. You just said something right there. Basically, when we don't submit to the ratchet behavior, it's a problem.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to capitulate to them just doing whatever the hell they want to do, and you can't say anything about it. Listen, Donis, I come from a family of very domineering women. I'm talking about, babe, come here real quick, babe. Come here real quick. The women in my family, you muted. The women babe, come here real quick.
Guys,
Get
hit the
with me right
like
here.
button again. Please hit the
Listen,
like button. Please
listen,
hit the like button.
babe.
Also share and subscribe. Hey, Miss Brandon.
How do the women in my family treat their husbands?
They're the boss. Period.
The women in my family, they are the men. Their husbands are straight punks. My aunt cheated on her husband. He found out. What she do to him?
Take them out the house.
Where she make him sleep at?
On the front lawn.
Made the man sleep on the front lawn, Dinus. She cheated on him with the neighbor and made him sleep on it. Look, she said, you got to get out of my house, but you better not leave that front yard. I went to her house. It's so sad. I went to her house, right? This dude out there with a jacket zipped up across his face, huddled in the corner. I said, hey, Leroy. His name Leroy. I'm going to tell you his name. I want y'all to go look the nigga up. Look, I said, hey, Leroy, why you out here? It's 5:30 in the morning. What you doing over here, man? She won't let me come in the house. I said, ain't it your house? I said, don't you pay the bills? He said, oh, yeah, but she won't let me come inside. Listen, women are very vicious, Dynas. If women had their way, that's how they would have all of us. That's why for thousands of years, men have subjugated women and didn't let them gain control of anything. Because a woman will do a man worse than a man will ever do a woman. Worse than he will ever do a woman. And I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it from the grandma down to, boy, even my sisters, all the way down. The point I'm making is just because Kevin Samuels identified the true nature of a lot of these women, he became the enemy. Not just the enemy, like, I don't like what he says, so I'm just going to turn him off and not listen to him, but the enemy so much that they prayed for this man's death. And when he died, they celebrated. Who celebrates someone's death, bro? Who celebrates? This is how you know when these women like someone who's sick. This is how you know when Black Lives Matter came out and this is about defending Black lives and Black men. You knew it was all a lie. That was about them using the corpses of Black men so as a stepping stool to the upper echelon of white supremacist elitist society. And you could tell that was the truth by what they did with the money once they got it. See what I'm saying? The Black woman has no problem submitting to the white man. Why? Because the white man gonna treat her like them police treat them Black women out in the street. He knows her nature. He knows the nature of the women who trained her. See, the white man knows his woman is vicious. And he knows that the white woman trained the Black woman. So you notice when they try to appeal to his sense of morality, what do? He punch him in the jaw. I played a video on my channel where that dude out there in St. Charles Parish, Louisiana, that police officer slammed that Black lady head up against the side of the house and then socked her 4 times in the jaw, just beat her ass. And you know what happened? The police said, nope, he was within his rights. He did right. We support him 100%.
And hold on one second. Hey, Kale's Fitness, guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hey, Kale's Fitness, I need you to call in about 13 minutes, or go ahead and call in now, Kale's Fitness. I need you to expand on that. Kale's Fitness. Again, hit the like button, Kale's Fitness. I need you to expand on that. All right, go ahead, Pan-African. Go ahead, Brandon.
And the thing was this. The proof is in the pudding, the reality, because you had women who said, you know what? I listened to Kevin Samuels. At first, I didn't like what he was saying, but when I listened to him and I applied some of the things he said to my relationship improved. There are dozens of videos. There's a channel called Pink Book Lessons. I love that sister. She just gets on there and tells the real deal to women. And the women who got sense, it's to the point where they've stopped even trying to talk to the women who ain't got no sense. The female dating coaches, Black female dating coaches, they're retiring. They're like, these women don't want to be held accountable for nothing. Many of our women have a childlike mindset. Like I said, many of our men do too. But I don't see any of our men celebrating the death of somebody. Say somebody died. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not gonna say any name. But say somebody dies. I don't think any man's going to be celebrating that.
Well, Brandon, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, they're men biologically, but, they're part of the Rainbow Coalition. Some of them are celebrating it.
Oh, yeah, but those guys, listen, the Rainbow Coalition is always going to celebrate anything that promotes female degeneracy because they want to take you guys' place. That's all that is. They see competition. And you're going to cheer anything that makes your competition put themselves in a bad position. You know how many people were sending Michael Jordan postcards? Yeah, man, stick with baseball when he left the NBA? Because they was like, ooh, now we got a chance to win. And when he was going to come back, nah, Mike, man, you'll do good in baseball. Baseball players make more money, Mike. Don't forget that. Stay with it. That's what your enemy does. They celebrate anything you do that hurts you. That's why you see the rainbow and all the colors alphabet community, they're celebrating. They celebrate black female degenerate behavior. Yeah, girl. You tell him. You go, girl. Look at how white women celebrate the degenerate behavior of black women. They tell you, oh, you don't need a man. These men ain't nothing. Secretly, they going home to their husband. I remember
To
it
their
was
husbands, their uncles, their fathers, everything.
right,
Exactly.
right. They go home and got a good family, tight knit family unit. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh, that's Michelle, and she does what she does, but we love her and we support her 100%. Meanwhile, you over here burning bridges. You over here got it to the point where the men in your family won't even try to talk to your ass because they like, nah, she gets so indignant and ridiculous. We ain't gonna give her no benefit. No, you sitting up crying, going through it with men in your life and not understanding why, because you've made such a toxic situation in your family that you can't even go to the men. I'll give you a story about my sister. It's not bad. It's a true.
Hey, well, Brandon, let me do this. Let me read these super chats, and then I got two
Go ahead.
super chats. Then we'll get into your story. All right, Alexis Fowler, thank you, y'all. Shout out to Alexis. Listen, shout out to Alexis Fowler. Shout out to sister. I know my Marie Shy. Shout out to her.
Go subscribe to Alexis Fowler channel. She got a good channel. It's very positive.
Oh, she got a channel. Guys,
Yeah,
make sure you go
Alexis.
subscribe to Alexis' channel.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
Alexis
love her
had a channel.
channel.
Shout out to Marcus for the super chat. And then after you finish your statement about your sister, I want you to address this comment that Kels Fitness made.
Yeah, put it
Basically, he
up at the
said any
bottom.
black man living and having a family outside of Africa is already compromised. But finish your story, and then
Yeah.
we'll address that. Then I'm gonna bring on chaotic truth. All right, go ahead, Brandon.
So my sister, man, God bless her. You know what I'm saying? She be having her little ratchet behavior, but she actually, she secures these situations with these really good guys. I don't know how, but she does. So she has her little boo that she like now, and they together, and he's in love and whatever. And the dude's great, guy's rich. He's making a lot of money. Black brother, he got, you know what I'm saying? Love her little kids. Ooh, bring the kids over. Bought something for the kids. I mean, she has like a wow, how did you do that type thing? Even I'm looking at that. So they had a little issue or whatever, and she comes to me. She's like, man, I'm having a problem, bro. I'm like, what's going on? She like, man, my boo, he mad at me, and I don't really know how to fix it. You feel me? Da-da-da. So I tell my sister like a true OG, I say, look, man, first things first. How many days it's been since y'all talked? She said, it's been about 3 days. I said, first mistake you made. What the Bible say? Don't ever let the sun set with you in a provoked state, especially with somebody you love. You don't even let the sun go down before you get a chance to go back and apologize to that person and let them know that you're sorry. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't want to listen to you, tell them, I was wrong, I'm sorry, right? Because she was in the wrong, legit. She talked to him all crazy, out of line. And he told her, I ain't dealing with that shit. So he told her straight up, you got a dip. I don't want to talk to you. Being a real man, you feel me? Real men ain't gonna let no woman sit up and talk to them like that. So she's feeling bad. I said, well, how did you let 3 days go by before you talked to her? Well, I went to go talk to my friend. I said, oh, snap. Which friend is this one, right? Monique. Monique got a big booty. She real cute, but she ain't got no man. She got kids, but she ain't got no man. And I said, now, listen, you went to talk to Monique before you came to me. I said, do Monique got a man? No. Do Monique got a successful relationship? No. I said, as a matter of fact, Monique could probably lay up with your man if you let her within 3 city blocks of him, and she knew he was down at the corner at Starbucks. She'll go walk her big booty butt over there just to see if he'll bite on the bait. I said, here's your problem. Your first reaction was to go to a degenerate, someone who can't keep a man, for advice. And I said, what advice did she give you? She told me, just don't even talk to him. He'll eventually come around, and he'll understand that, that you a prize and all this stuff, and he'll come crawling back, basically. I said, damn, but 3 days he ain't came crawling back. So I told my sister, what's most likely to happen is he's gonna find someone better than you, who does what he wants her to do, and he has a lot of options because he's rich, you idiot. The golden goose don't got to look for an owner, bro. There's people lined up to own that goose. She said, dang, man, you right. She was like, you right. But what is the mistake she made? She made the mistake a lot of our women make. Going to people who don't got what they want for advice about what they have, right? How does a woman in a relationship that's healthy and good go to a woman who can't get a man, can't keep a man, and don't nobody want to be with her for advice? Dynasty, does that make sense to you?
No, not at all.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. So, and my sister, like somebody said, your sister's kind of cute. She's a beautiful lady. How you gonna go to a mud duck for advice?
Hey, y'all,
Jealous?
Brandon's sister fine, y'all. Brandon's sister fine. She
Hey,
fine. The one he showed me, she fine. Go ahead,
yeah,
Brandon. My
yeah.
bad.
This is the one I'm talking about too. But the thing is, you can't go to somebody like that for advice because 9 times out of 10, they don't even like you. They're probably jealous of you and want to see you doing bad. But did my sister come to her brother first? Did she come to her brother's wife first? No. Let's go to the person who's going to tell me what I want to hear. And that's what women love to do. The most degenerate women of our society, they rather have somebody who condones and celebrates their ignorance than someone who's going to criticize them, righteously or justly. And I think with Kevin Samuels, his criticism was righteous. I never heard Kevin Samuels calling women out their names, you a B, you a H, you this and all that stuff, like the rappers that our women worship, or like the women that they worship who refer to themselves as hoes and all types of derogatory terms. I just saw Kevin Samuels giving uncompromising truth and spitting facts, and people who was hit, the dogs that was hit, was hollering. Now they celebrating his death, and it's guess what? It don't change nothing because now his message is gonna live on, bro. And it's worse now because he's not even alive to kind of dial it back or explain what he meant on certain things he said. So now you're gonna get a bunch of straight gangsters taking his message and beating you upside the head with it. But I do tell black men, go to Africa, get a woman out there. Go ahead.
There we go. Hey, chaotic truth live. Go ahead, brother. Unmute yourself, guys. Hit the like button again. Please hit that like button, everyone. Just don't be stingy with the likes. It's for the algorithm. Hit the damn like button. All right, go ahead, chaotic truth.
Good evening, sir. I hope you had a great Mother's Day, and to everyone in the chat as well. I came to talk about the late great Kevin Samuels, and I would hope that I could speak about him for 5 minutes.
Go ahead, take your time, brother. Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to start off with African American history first. Then I'm going to go to Africa real quick. It's not going to be.
Go ahead, take your time. Take your time. Go ahead.
There have been many great prophets, many great leaders in modern history. Marcus Garvey is one of them. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Minister Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X. Then we have Martin Luther King. I'm going to take it to Africa. The late, great Jerry Rawlings of Ghana, Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, Patrice Lumumba of Congo. These men were great. These men created institutions. These men cultivated societies of development and posterity. The Nation of Islam, under the direction of Elijah Muhammad, created institutions such as schools that exist to this day. Obviously, buildings of faith that exist to this day. At one point, at the height of the Nation of Islam, there were over 1 million followers. The Nation of Islam took prostitutes. They took
drug dealers, pimps.
Yep. Malcolm X was one of them. His name was Malcolm Red. I think it was Malcolm Little.
Malcolm
people
Little.
Who don't know, he was a gangbanger in the 40s or the 50s. Turned his life around, and that man became a righteous man. Now, these men, unfortunately, have long gone, except for Farrakhan.
And brother, if I can interject, no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunate that the majority of these men were killed by people that look like me and you. Right,
yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. Now, what these men did not have that Kevin Samuels had was the internet. These men didn't have that. And who's to say how influential each of these men would have been if they would have had the internet at the height of their career? Farrakhan still being alive, does not use the internet as much as I'm pretty sure he would have if it was a readily available technological device in the 70s or in the 80s. Now, I say all this to say that Kevin Samuels is a prophet. He needs to join this Mount Rushmore of men that I've just named. Here goes a man that basically told men, wear some cologne, dress as if your friends are C-suite executives, dress as if you are the CEO of a company, dress as if you are ready for business at any given time. This is what Kevin Samuels taught. Kevin Samuels also taught men speak with a certain cadence. Kevin Samuels, on occasion, used a cuss word or two, but he was never vulgar.
All right.
People say Kevin Samuels was disrespectful. Have you listened to rap lately for the last 35 years?
If I can interject on that,
I'm almost done too, by the way, because I want to finish it, but go ahead.
So, team, we hate Kevin Samuels. We're happy he passed away. When they were confronted with the rap example, the excuse is, well, it's not reality.
Yeah.
It's it's just lyrics.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah. Now, Kevin Samuels should have, and I'm going to say this, sir, and hopefully you don't mind me saying this.
Say whatever you want. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
This dope fiend, this crackhead, this gangbanger that destroyed the black community at all costs, George Floyd, every single statue needs to be taken down and replaced with a Kevin Samuels statue. These same anti-Kevin Samuels people, they marched and protested for George Floyd, a man who was destructive towards the black community. In the 90s, when I was a little boy, these same black people marched for Rodney King, another individual who he was driving down a highway at 150 miles an hour on PCP. He didn't care about any black families that were driving on that highway. And he was a criminal. Not to knock anybody who is a criminal or current criminal. But Kevin Samuels never did anything to the black community, as far as we know. Never was a murderer. Never was an individual who burglarized people's homes and stuck a gun to their pregnant black woman's stomach like George Floyd did. But for some odd reason, people want to disrespect Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, the reason why there's so much backlash is because he is holding people accountable. And a lot of people don't like facing the mirror. They don't like looking in the mirror and looking at their poor patterns of behavior. So I say all this to say that there should be college courses, Kevin Samuels 101, philosophy, and books of philosophy. Chapter 13, 14, Kevin Samuels. And I'm going to end off with this because I've been holding the panel for about 5 minutes.
Take your time.
Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech may not have been received the way that we perceive it to be, how we're taught. Maybe people didn't like what he said the first week or two or a month after. But
people didn't like MLK Jr.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah. Right. Maybe it was well received years later. Now, I will say this, and people are going to be upset with me. Your average at best is the equivalent of the I Have a Dream speech, because for the first time ever, women were being held accountable. Lady, you don't look that good, and you're a single mom, and you're not living in reality. And I think that Kevin Samuels put a little bit of dose of reality in the minds of black women, and it forced them to say, you know what? Maybe I am single because I'm waiting for LeBron James and I'm 44 years old. Yeah, maybe I should just get with the firefighter or the police officer. Maybe I should start a family. But so many women now are being told that they are Miss Bad Bitch. They're at the clubs at 40 years old still. But maybe those things need to stop. Maybe Kevin Samuels talking points are not only prophetic, but they're divine somehow. Not to say that he's a deity or anything. And I'm going to say this, ladies, if you're in a chat, whether you believe in the universe, manifestation, God, I don't know who you believe in, but your hands were designed to wrap around a mop. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having your hands soaked from washing dishes. There's nothing wrong with that. There was a time, I'm 37, but there was a time when women prided themselves. Listen, when I was a kid, all my friends, I had friends who were raised by single mothers. You go to their houses, the houses were clean. Some of these women that you guys are messing with that are single moms, the houses are nasty. Even single moms of yesteryear had a little bit of pride. And so what I say is this, my good sir, and I thank you so much for allowing me to talk, man. But you guys have to listen to Kevin Samuels. Now, I grew up with the father, so I already had these things instilled in me from birth. I grew up in a certain way. We all do our things with hood chicks, and not to say all hood chicks are like Meg Thee Stallion or anything like that. But there's nothing like a conservative woman. There's nothing like bringing your man a plate of food, ladies, and a beer, and leaving him to his own devices in that room.
Origin beer. I want an origin beer.
It's nothing wrong with that. Make your man a sandwich, bring him a beer, let him watch the football game, basketball game, Star Trek. I don't know what he wants to watch. And leave your man alone. Quit nagging men. That's what Kevin Samuels taught.
Look at Jicky Vets. Bitch, mop your own floor. Put that comment up.
That filthy potty mouth.
This is when you know a woman's a bitter. When she starts referring to men as the B word and all that. Because she was mopping the floor for that Pookie who knocked her up and left. That's the point. That's the thing. It's not that it's not that they don't know submission. It's just that all they are willing to submit to is degenerate behavior. I know women who submit to dudes who whooping their ass breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That dude go to jail. They on the phone asking, can you send the money to bail him out?
Yeah.
But let the same chicks get with a dude who's working a 9 to 5, doing what he's supposed to do. Then it's bitch mop your own floor. See, that's the point. Why can't that message be consistent with every man you encounter? Because you're a degenerate and you only will submit to someone who is more degenerate than you. Dinas, have you ever had somebody where you're like, why do you follow this person? They follow somebody who has less than they have. Like I tell people who join gangs, you have a family, you have a mother and a father that loves you. Why are you out here following a bunch of degenerate dudes who don't got a family, don't got nobody who care about them? Do you think that they got your best interests at heart? They're jealous of you. And that's the same thing with our women. That's why you got the most vocal. And I'm with you on a lot of these things, brother, but the one thing about Kevin Samuels, the one criticism I always had of him was, hey, man, I need some proof of concept. Show me the successful marriage that you've been able to maintain with your thinking, right? So the married men, as I brought out on my channel, the married men, we were kind of like the referees of the manosphere. We listen, we hear what's being said, and it was on us to kind of police and make sure that the stuff wasn't too outlandish that was being spread, because we all have to keep in mind that these are men who had not mastered the art of relationships, dating, or marriage, but they had some good insight. It's like an NBA player who never won a title who's coaching a youth basketball camp. All right, man, you can coach the youth basketball camp and you can give us the fundamentals and some really good advice. But when we need to know the mindset that you need to have going into the finals for the 5th time, we need Jordan talking. Somebody with some proof of concept.
Now, sir.
Go ahead, Drew.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, sir.
No, go ahead.
What you said, I'm not disputing. But the greatest football coach in history, Nick Saban, doesn't have any Super Bowl rings. I don't think he played a down in the NFL. I think he was one of the greatest. I think he played college football. Did Nick Saban play pro football? Oh, he played for the.
He played college football.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but Nick Saban.
No,
Nick Saban was
a college ball.
Wait.
Was it Nick Saban?
There's two problems with your statement. First of all, Nick Saban didn't win crap in the NFL. That's why he went back to college. So he can't be the greatest coach in football history. You might be talking about Bill Belichick.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, Bill Belichick, for example.
And we just learned that they was winning because Tom Brady, not because Bill Belichick.
Hear me out for a minute. Just hear me out. Sometimes you don't have to have that said experience to talk about it. Now, hear me out. I understand what you're saying. Was he in a successful marriage? No. But his message was still profound. We have to look at it like that. For example, right? Let's do, I don't know, guys, if you follow the Bible, but do you know the story of Paul? His name was Saul at first, but he was so smitten by the truth. You know, the man that committed all types of atrocities. He was so smitten by the truth on his road to Damascus that he fell off of his horse and he submitted to the will of God. Now, can he preach about righteousness? Was he not a great figure in the Bible? So I guess it's all up for interpretation with Kevin Samuels. But was Kevin Samuels really not a person that should have not spoke about marriage? Maybe he viewed it on the outside, an eagle's view of it. But I digress. Just asking questions.
I mean, can you hear me? I mean, you know, the thing I'm just saying about Samuels is, I believe that Kevin Samuels, you could say he was somewhat of a prophet, like facts, because what he was saying wasn't wrong. And he had been married before and it didn't work out. So maybe he was speaking from the lessons that he learned about relationships from trying at them and failing. And he was probably warning brothers, you know what I'm saying, of what they need to do. There's a few things. The point about Kevin Samuels thing was Kevin Samuels was about extreme accountability. That's the thing Kevin Samuels had in common with all those people who you mentioned, like Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey. These people were primarily talking about self-improvement.
Yeah.
You don't have to be married or successful to talk about self-improvement. That's just like Booker T. Washington. These people are telling, you know, he was telling black men, do better, go further, try harder than you think you can try. He was telling women, do better. Don't just settle. Don't just get in a situation where you think you're all good where you're at. And that's how a lot of women are. Women think that as long as somebody's willing to stick their dick in them, they've arrived. And it's like, have you met most men? Like, they'll bone anything. So the idea that you have a vagina and someone's willing to have relations with you, that should not be the barometer by which you judge whether you are a success at life or not, bro. Because I seen crackheads who married. I seen crackheads who got long relationships, 10 years, 5 years. So if you judging everything based on like, yo, some guy will be around me, that doesn't mean that you're doing everything right. And that's what our women think. They think because someone's still willing to have relations with them, well, now a guy like Kevin Samuels or me or Dynas or you can't tell them anything, because if they were that bad, no one would want to be around them. But it's just not true. Look at all these women with all these kids and no husband, not even a boyfriend, not even a fiance. Because guess what? Women, sorry to tell you, you do have a shelf life. There will become a time where it's like, yo, this man really has to care about you. Just like men, when you crippled and bent over and can't wipe your own butt, that's when you're going to know who's really in your corner. And I feel bad for Kevin Samuels because I think he kind of died with no one in his corner like that. And maybe that was by his own design. But if you didn't like Kevin Samuels, there's a tragic.
No, Kevin got people in his corner, bro.
No, what I mean, I'm not saying
Kevin got
like
people
that.
in his corner, bro.
I'm not saying it like that. I'm talking about like as far as like marriage and stuff like that. We don't know what his relationship situation was. But if you want to believe he didn't have people in his corner, use it as a cautionary tale. But whatever way you want to look at it, use it in a way that benefits you. Because the one thing that doesn't benefit you is trying to evade accountability and blame everybody else for your failures and your downfalls in life. And when you preach that message to black people, you become the enemy. The enemy is no longer the enemy. You are now the enemy. And we're seeing that more than ever in our day and age, even with the FBA ADOS stuff. Now the Jamaicans or the Haitians, because they want to come to America and work hard, suddenly they're the enemy. And that was like kind of I called Dynasty this morning about that dude, Dennis Sperling. I don't like him, but I feel like Kevin Samuels' legacy is tarnished by people like Dennis Sperling, who people are like, he's a spokesperson for the family, because Dennis Sperling never was as good or as cool or as effective as Kevin Samuels. So now I just feel like he's straight clout chasing and using Kevin Samuels to do that. And I'll let Dynasty, you could, I'll yield the mic.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would like to say something about what you said, sir. Let me tell you guys something. Now, Prince, aren't you a noob?
I am.
Kevin Samuels had a lot of brothers, to the people in the chat and to people who are listening, to the millions of people that are listening to this great show. He had millions of brothers. Well, not millions. I don't know how many Kappas there are, but I don't know, it could be a couple 100,000 as far as I know. He had a network that he created on YouTube. And who's to say how many friends he had in real life? But these shaming tactics that are being used by anti-Kevin Samuels people doesn't mean anything. Because people like myself, who I'm a part of the Divine Nine, I'm an alpha, I already know the reality of college life. And college life creates a lot of long-lasting friends. So I'm pretty sure Kevin Samuels had friends of 30, 40 years. And this notion that he died alone. Well, you got to remember, man, he was at the height of his popularity. I don't think his last breath was, oh, I'm dying alone. I don't think so. Now, you guys could be right, to the detractors, but I really believe that he lived a fulfilling life and he served his purpose. And I'm telling you, his purpose is about to live on for hundreds of years. What say you, Mr. Darko?
Good day, gentlemen. Before we start, I would just like to give Mr. Chaotic Truth his blessing and his flowers now. I must say, the way you be getting these bros triggered every time I see you on other panels, my man, you are the truth. I wish you much so you need to be protected, my man. You need the FOI, to protect you at all times. Whatever I can do to put on your collection plate to get you the security you need, because you know what I mean, they coming after you. I'm just letting you know right now. But blessings to you. I just like to just dispel a few things like with what Mr. Pan African said. Actually, Dennis Sperling is actually the spokesperson for the family. He has been appointed by the mother and other people to speak on behalf of Kevin. And also, when it comes to the lady that he was with, the nurse, he actually met her through.
Had a relationship with her, right?
He had a relationship with her, right? He'd been vetting her for about a year, off and on, and she actually flew to come meet him the day before. So he was in the process of actually getting married to that lady and making her his fiance. So that right there, trust me, a lot of stuff is going to come out.
I don't know about his fiance. I'm not even gonna speak on that.
No, I know that. I'm just letting you know.
Like I don't know. The thing with Dennis Sperling's a fucking cloud chaser, and he's nothing more than that. Hold on.
Come on, Brandon. Brandon, no, he's not, man.
Let me say my piece, bro. Let me say my piece. My thing is this. Dennis Sperling tried to do his little woman hating thing and his manosphere thing. He's not very good at it. No one wants to watch him. Now, Dennis Sperling is taking Kevin Samuels' image, right? Where, in my opinion, Kevin Samuels more brought people together under this banner of like, let's be accountable. Kevin Samuels is more famous than all these little like xenophobe channels, right? Even like, some of the channels with like Cynthia G or O'Shea Duke Jackson. Kevin Samuels transcended all that. And I believe Kevin Samuels did that by kind of welcoming everybody in. Like, hey, if you're I see Chinese people making videos about Kevin Samuels, bro. Kevin, you changed my life. Why someone would then take his legacy and hand it to somebody like Dennis Sperling, who like is trying to reduce the legacy down to like xenophobia and oh, look at these so-called pro-black channels. This and Kevin Sperling. Like I've talked to Kevin Sperling a little bit. I mean Dennis Sperling a little bit. He's just kind of a douchebag. But the thing I'm saying is, you don't give pearls to swine, right? Kevin got to where he was with his message, will welcome everybody in. Now, Dennis has like kind of the keys to that legacy. And I look on Facebook and Dennis is like, oh, the media takeout, the channel criticizing Kevin Samuels is owned by a Ugandan. Or, oh, look at all these so-called pro-black channels criticizing Kevin Samuels. And I commented on one of his posts and I'm like, wait, bro, I say, here's the thing. Just as there's pro-black channels criticizing Kevin Samuels, this is a pro-black channel right here, and we're praising Kevin Samuels. So the idea of the channel being pro-black, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just you have some people who criticize and don't like Kevin Samuels, and you have some people who do like Kevin Samuels. When you look at the people who follow Kevin Samuels, you got some Ugandans, Africans who absolutely love Kevin Samuels, Dynast, right or wrong.
Right.
And then you have some who criticize Kevin Samuels. So where a person is from on the planet has nothing to do with it. So what I'm saying about, hold on, let me finish this last one. This is what I'm telling you. This guy is dragging down Kevin Samuels' legacy to a space that Kevin Samuels never occupied. Kevin Samuels transcended xenophobic BS. Now it's getting dragged back down there by the freaking light-skinned dude who's crying about not being able to find a girlfriend. I guess he's married now, but the guy just never should have been. I would have preferred for O'Shea to get the spokesperson position, because at least I know O'Shea got common sense and he's not a xenophobe. So I'm just telling you, he's dragging the shit down into the mud,
Brandon,
whether you like him or not.
No, it's not about like right now. Like the issue right now is that there's a full court press and an agenda going on by the mainstream.
Let me ask you a question. What does where someone is from on the globe have to do with whether they like Kevin Samuels or not?
Because as of now, all these people are being basically paid and used to basically bring down Kevin Samuels' name.
But listen, bro, let me ask you the question again.
I completely
hold on. Because I'm questioning your intelligence. Wait a minute. I asked the question. He changed it to, oh, there's all these people going after Kevin. I'm asking you, what does that have to do with where they're from on the planet? That's all I'm asking.
Can I speak?
Brandon. Okay, let me finish, Brandon. Go ahead.
Brandon, I completely understand that you love Africa. I completely understand that you're there. You got a wife.
Here we go.
But to be honest with you,
go.
Brandon, listen, I'm an Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? From Ghana.
Listen, you're from Ghana. What does where someone's from have to do with whether they like Kevin Samuels or not?
Let the man finish, Brandon. Hold on. Brandon, let the man finish.
Brandon, can I finish, please?
Brandon,
please, let me finish.
Let the man finish. Go ahead.
Negroes can't answer a basic question. Go ahead.
Brandon, I completely understand.
You don't, because you're not answering the question.
And I'm trying to answer it, but you won't even.
No, you're trying to
Brandon, let him finish, bro.
You trying to bullshit me.
Let him finish, bro. Come on, go ahead.
Dynast. Like, first of all, me personally, I talk to Dennis. You know what I'm saying? I talk to Dennis. I talk to O'Shea. You know what I'm saying? I talk to BGS. Like, there's some stuff going on in the background that most people that are out there don't even know what's going on right now.
But what does that have to do with where someone's from?
Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. I'm just gonna remove you for like 3 minutes. All right, go ahead, Mr. Darkly. I just want to go ahead.
Dynast. So I understand the passion that Brandon has. He loves Africa. You know what I'm saying? He's 10 toes down with Pan-Africanism. So are you, so are me. But at the end of the day, this is a different war. Dennis is not Kevin. You know what I'm saying? And also Dennis was actually chosen by Devin by Dennis. If you saw like the last the last video and the last image that you saw with him, mediocre tutorials, and other cats, that they were actually in the process of coming together and actually bringing a group of guys together in the manosphere to actually build and do business. So Dennis was actually in the process of doing business with Kevin. So he's intimately, him, mediocre tutorials, the team, the lead attorney. These were the guys that, and also Melanie King. These were the people that like Kevin was starting with to build and actually start building institutions and bringing the whole network out in the manosphere. And he was actually going to spread. So, you know, he took him out to New York. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the background that people don't know, and people are just speculating. And I understand, you know, you're mad because we're going at the Ugandan guy, but trust me, that dude, he came at Kevin first. You understand what I'm saying? And everything that's being done is wartime. So at the end of the day, until the media and the media war and the speculations and the disparagement of Kevin's name subsides, you know what I'm saying? From now, if you come at him, we're gonna use every single thing about you to come at you, and that's really what it is. Right now, everybody is 10 toes down and going to war to preserve his name because his name is being dragged in the media. I mean, you've got MSNBC, you've got news channels, mainstream news channels that pretended that they didn't even know this guy. All of a sudden, making hit pieces on him, calling him a misogynist. He hates black women. He's gay. He died with less than $1,000 in his bank account. Like all these things coming out, the body's not even cold yet. It hasn't even been a week, and all of a sudden you got all these hit pieces. Where are they coming from? Because he was taking money out of a lot of people's pockets the past 2 years, from pastors to the people in the DNC to all the PhDs and the talking heads from you know, Roland and all those other people that for the most part have been taking over the thought process and all the other stuff. Basically, the whole purpose of all the people that are out there, you know, speaking as if they're the spokesperson of black people, their only job is to deliver them to the DNC and to keep them voting, keeping them doing the same old thing. Kevin was changing all that stuff. So now that he's dead, their job is to do what they do with every man that's been trying to uplift the people, disparage his name, make him be out to be like this vagabond. And right now, everybody that's intimately involved with him is just going 10 toes down and just going after whoever's going after him. So trust me, all this stuff is going to subside. You know,
man, I just got one question to ask. I mean, I could leave. Y'all don't need me here. This dude right here got all this. Man, stop saying my name. You sound like a female saying my name over and over like that. I could leave. Y'all could sit up and kiss Kevin Samuel's ass all night about whatever. Bro, you didn't went total. Bro, I made a statement. You went left field. I'm gonna answer your question. The guy was doing all this shit. Fine, bro. That's fine. Brother, I'm not your brother. First of all, I'm not your brother. Stop it. First of all, I'm not your brother. I don't participate in xenophobic behavior against my own people. We're not brothers. Don't ever say that again. The thing I'm telling you is, Dynast, share this right here. I want this freaking, I'm an Ashanti dude. I want him to explain this post right here for me. Share this post.
I'm gonna let
No, share the post. Bro, stop talking for a second, bro. Explain the post. Just explain the post, family. You just talked for 9 minutes. Tell me, what does this guy's family have to, what do his parents have to do? What do the fact that they're from Uganda have to do with anything, bro?
It has to do with the fact that this man put a hit piece out on Kevin Samuels.
What does that have to do with where he's from?
Because it's war, my bro. It's war.
Did the Ugandan government put a hit piece out against Kevin Samuels?
No, but the man that owns media takeout that has millions of views and millions of people watching him, but basically
okay, bro, who's the number one enemy of Kevin Samuels? Ugandan, this guy, or black women? American black women?
Both, because they're all part of the same group.
He can't be honest. He can't be honest. Typical slave catcher can't be honest.
What are you slave catcher?
Look, these are the dudes who sold you. Listen, these are the dudes who sold you into slavery. They can't be honest about nothing.
Wait. So first of all, what you're saying is that,
no, dude. Listen, bro. You're Ashanti, so I know that you are untrustworthy. Period.
Okay, so then why are you in Africa? If that's
exactly.
why are you in Africa?
No, because I'm not in Ghana because of Ashantis like you.
Oh my God!
You see how
This
that
is
how
ridiculous.
freaking? Do you see how?
This,
Exactly.
this, this,
Wait,
this
stop,
conversation makes no sense. This
stop,
conversation makes
bro,
no
stop.
sense.
I
This
just made a
conversation makes no
listen,
sense.
guy. I just made a point. You see how stupid that sounds me saying that? That's how dumb you sound saying that the guy being Ugandan has something to do with the fact that he made a media channel that's going after Kevin Samuels. You guys are cowards. The white media went after Kevin Samuels. You pussies didn't even go after him. You guys only go after the black person, then try to use xenophobia as a weapon to validate your crap. Dennis Sperling is a clout chasing punk, just like
one
you.
of the top. Is one of the top media
You guys
sites
can't
online.
get girls. You guys can't get girls
Wait, what
without
does
paying
girls have
for
to
it.
do with this whole
That's
conversation?
what this is all about. What was Kevin Samuels' whole
How is this about girls?
Dinus? What was Kevin Samuels' whole platform about? Getting women, men being able to get women, right or wrong.
Wait. This makes absolutely no sense.
Oh, come
This makes
on,
absolutely
come
no
on.
sense.
Okay,
Brandon,
We're
that was a
talking
part
about a
of it,
man's
Brandon.
legacy, and you're bringing it to women. We're talking about a man's name and his
so
legacy.
this don't
That's
got
a part
the
of it.
man's name and his
But
legacy.
either way, but
Bro.
I don't know where we're going with this. But hold on one second, Mr. Darko. I agree with Brandon. I mean, the ADOS FBA woman hated.
No,
Of course they did. Of course they did.
that's the
But
number
at the
one
end of the day,
enemy. That's the number one enemy of Kevin Samuels.
Dinus. It's literally a full court press. You got the ADOS women, yes, at the top. You got the alphabet, and you got all these adjacent people that are basically built into the DNC, and that whole is a whole group of them.
But what does Uganda have to do with that? What does Uganda have to do with that? That has nothing to do with nationality. Or this guy's an American. His parents are Ugandan, but he was born in America. You guys are doing xenophobia, and you're dragging down Kevin Samuels' legacy doing it. You guys have reduced Kevin Samuels' legacy to Tariq Nasheed talking points because you are swine, and Kevin has something special, and his parents out of because they're mourning, they handed it over to a fucking pig who don't know his ass from his elbow, and now it's getting dragged down to the lowest common denominator of black society. That's the problem. Give it to Dinus. Give it to O'Shea. Give it to somebody who understands the gravity of it. Not a bunch of morons who are trying to use it as a platform or a springboard to that internet thing. It's going to fall apart because only Kevin Samuels could run it. You guys are losers. You can't run anything but your mouth. And can't do that well because you can't even get pussy with it.
All right, Chaotic Truth Live. You want to add to this? Go ahead, Chaotic Truth Live.
I want to stay out of the conversation that Mr. Darku and Pan-Africanist are talking about. For the interest of myself, I don't get involved in the political aspects of that. I do believe that there is a hatred towards Kevin Samuels for reasons that permeate throughout the ADOS or FBA community, which is the FBA ADOS community has adapted the Jezebel ways of America, unfortunately. And women now, and I've said this previously, women now, they don't want to hear Kevin Samuels, or unfortunately he's passed away, but they don't want to hear those talking points because it is a reminder. It's looking in the mirror at themselves. It's looking at the hoop African earrings, the scantily dressed clothes, the tattoos, the hair hats, and it's a reminder that the 10-foot eyelashes out their eyes, the over exaggerated makeup. It is Kevin Samuels is a reminder to women like that they are Jezebels, unfortunately. And I have to disagree with Pan-Africanism, and hopefully he doesn't cut me off. I'm not saying that he would, but I have to disagree with this young man because a lot of men, particularly black men, obviously get coochie because there's a lot of black men who have a lot of children out of wedlock. And I really think that a lot of black men, the reason why they listened to Kevin Samuels was because at heart, the black man is conservative and is really good natured. But unfortunately, we live in the West, and it's pretty much a free-for-all here, but I really believe the black man really wants to hear conservative talking points, because the black man probably really wants order in not only his life, but the lives around him. So I don't agree necessarily with Pan-Africanism. Now, he could be right. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that, and I have to keep reiterating this, the solution here is to disregard the media. We know the media will sensationalize any type of story they create. We know that Kevin Samuels had more than $1,000 in his account, obviously, because if you watch one episode of him, he gets $10,000 per episode. And obviously, he's making money on the back end with other Google features such as the CPM. And I don't want to divulge too many secrets. But the fact of the matter is that women in particular, regardless of what the media says, you should listen to Kevin Samuels. You should listen to his old recordings. You should listen to the Jesse Lee Petersons, the Officer Tatums, the Candace Owens. You should listen to these people, regardless of what the media, the liberal media that's trying to convince people now that boys born boys are girls and girls born girls are boys now. This is the same media that you're listening to. So instead of listening to CNN and all these liberal outlets, listen to your heart. And your heart is telling you the conservative truth about life. Kevin Samuels was correct. And I'm correct. Ladies, tonight, I want you to practice this. Grab a mop. Clean up that kitchen. Get you some wheat bread. Get you some, I don't know, capricola, some turkey. Make a sandwich for your man and bring him a beer and don't talk to him. I bet you he will find you more interesting than when you're yapping off at your mouth. I'm telling you, Kevin Samuels, there should be no argument over ADOS, FBA, Africans. Kevin Samuels is correct in everything that he says. And the fact of the matter is that, ladies and men, if you don't listen to these conservative talking points, our culture is going to further go into decay. Single mother homes are rampant. Gangster culture is rampant. Criminal culture is rampant. Not succeeding in terms of economics and the right careers is rampant in the community. So the fact of the matter is that there are people out here, your Neil deGrasse Tysons, your S. James Gates. These are scientists. Listen to these people. Listen to these great philosophers. Kevin Samuels, again, Jesse Lee Peterson, Officer Tatum, these people. You know, all this back and forth about FBA, I have no idea what that means. You know, but yeah, ladies, make that sandwich, and men, put on a suit. Stop dressing like a kid when you're 42 years old. No offense, but yeah, definitely. Everything that man says, stop talking in broken English. Unfortunately, the Queen won the war. That family won. So that's the family that you should speak like. Kevin Samuels spoke with almost damn near perfect American English. Did he speak the Queen's English? Of course not. But the fact of the matter is that that man was brilliant. And that man was trying to show you guys, and I don't want to say you guys trying to separate myself, but that man was trying to show you guys how to be orderly and how to continue your.
Hey, I wonder if that Latina that he was dating spoke proper English. I would like to hear her recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pan-Africanism. We have to respect people's talking points. I understand me talking offended you for some reason, but let me finish.
No, it didn't. I was laughing at your story.
I know. But sir, what that man was doing with that Latina woman has nothing to do with you. That's a vice. That's a harmless.
I'm just asking about her linguistic skills.
A harmless vice, sir. The message is still solid regardless. It's just like when people bring up Elijah Muhammad has 18-year-old, 17-year-old girlfriends. Okay, but what about what the Nation of Islam did and stood for? What say you, sir?
I just want to know if that.
Hey, let's hear from DJ Segwon. Go ahead and mute yourself, DJ Segwon.
Hey, peace, Dynas. Appreciate you for letting me come out, brother. So basically, as you see, I said in the comment, you can unmute yourself too, Mr. Pan African Strike Back, because I'm about to just pretty much tell you what it is. So one thing we understand is if you're going to talk about somebody, come with receipts, bro. At the end of the day, Dennis Sperling has said several times over, he is not the attorney for Mr. Kevin Samuels. He's only a spokesperson by way of the mother and supposedly by the same law firm that went after Tasha K on behalf of Cardi B. You could go back and check his live. He done said that for the last 2 days. He's not a representative of Mr. Kevin Samuels' estate under any circumstances. And back to what everything Mr. Darko said, it was 100% right. So basically him, Kevin Samuels, Mr. Sperling, the lead attorney, and MTR, along with O'Shea Duke Jackson, was forming an actual manosphere with black people from all over, no matter where you're from in the diaspora, to go there, do your content, get your man on, learn some things, you know what I mean? So don't come like media takeout. And guess what? If media takeout is shitting on this man's grave too, and he's a publication, you're shitting on somebody that just passed away, bro. Excuse my French, you know what I mean? So it's not only media takeout, but Dennis Sperling is also talking about the New York Times. He's talking about the New York Post about going after these people. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, your whole argument is you just want to go against the grain. Say you want to go against the grain. We can respect that more.
Frontal lobe you got on the front of your head.
First of all, your thing freezing. You need better Wi-Fi, bro. Why you freezing? You need better Wi-Fi. You ain't gonna overtalk me, bro. That's one thing.
I'm not trying to overtalk
You're not gonna overtalk me.
I'm not
That's first and foremost. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna come with facts, come with the receipt. If you're gonna come with facts,
there's two types of people,
bro. Because other people are saying other things.
Okay, bro. Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
Unlike you ain't let Mr. Darko talk.
Are you gonna let me talk?
It don't feel right when you don't let nobody talk, right?
Bro, I was out of right?
All right, man. Well, you can go ahead and talk now.
Man. I'm gonna say because I wasn't even in the freaking panel when Darko was talking, so you sound silly. Use the frontal lobe. It's big, right?
How you wasn't listening when Mr. Darko was talking and you was
still
talking
interrupting me. Can he get taken out like I got taken out?
Oh, yeah,
Can we have some equity right here? Can we have some equity right here? Can he get taken out like I was? Okay.
You didn't have any equity for Mr. Darko when he was saying the exact same thing.
I see why the women don't want to have sex with these dudes. These dudes are more like females than females. The whole point is, this is what I'm talking about. These niggas hear something and can't even understand what they're hearing. I said nothing about what any of those people are doing. My thing is when he goes after the
run the tape back.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's the whole reason why
I came on the show to hear this guy talk. Now I know I'm mistaken. The whole point is when the New York Times came out and hit Kevin Samuels, nobody brought up who owns the New York Times in their country of origin. Dynas, am I right or am I wrong? Okay.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Can I answer that? One thing at a time. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
All right.
Can I answer that? One thing at a time. At the end of the day, places like Media Takeout, World Star Hip Hop, The Breakfast Club, that shit ain't nothing beneficial to black people.
Okay,
so if you got a black
publication,
you're
moving the
on another black man.
You're Dynas, listen.
What does that mean?
Bro,
that means
stop.
You're an enemy of the state,
bro. Stop yourself, bro.
So
I can't get my point. I can't make my point.
Brought up the person's origin.
I can't make my point.
Well, what's the point of that?
Bro, you're talking to. All right, I'm just gonna take off. All right,
yeah, you don't like when
I'll go on my own channel.
Don't feel good, right?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about? You're over here making a whole different issue.
All right, y'all. All right. Let's get order. All right, Brandon, go ahead, Brandon. DJ said, well, okay, real quick, then Brandon.
I gotta ask a question. Pan-Africanism, you said who owns the New York Times?
None of us know.
No, I know.
Okay, who owns it? Who owns it?
The New York Times, sir, is owned by the public. That's a publicly traded company.
Okay, totally.
Yeah, it's owned by.
Shut up. There's a person who started New York Times.
No,
and is the CEO of the New York Times and the editor of the New York Times.
Sir.
Come on, you're being silly right now.
No, but sir.
You're being silly, bro.
Sir,
Who's the editor of the New York Times?
Sir.
Who's the editor of the New York Times?
The New York Times is Pan-Africanism. Give me a second.
Who is the editor of the New York Times? That's the person who decides what's being printed.
Sir,
You can't,
Animals
you
bro,
said-
you're not
only,
smarter than
but
me,
you
bro.
said
It's not gonna work.
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying I'm smarter than
So stop. Your point is already mute. You
No,
said
but
the
sir,
public. We talk.
I'm
All
not
right.
saying that I'm
All
smarter
right,
than
I
you.
can't get my freaking point out, and that just makes me like, y'all dudes just
Pan
running.
Africans, you
wanna
just
talk,
like bullying the whole
Dude, are we here to run
bro.
interference? Are we here to run interference? Are we here to have a conversation?
No, but you're bullying everybody on the
No,
panel.
I'm not
Like,
bullying anybody. I let you talk. Now you jumping all over me.
you're not letting anybody talk. You're not letting anybody
Bro,
respond to you.
listen, bro. It don't matter what you say. My point is valid. What I'm saying is right. That you are a pig, just like Dennis Sperling. That's why you guys can't understand the gravity of your the gravity. All right, I'm gonna go to my channel and go live on this situation.
We're having a conversation.
If I can't, Dinus, if I can't get my point across, I'm gonna just go on my own channel and just make my video. You brought me on. You brought me on the talk. You brought me on the talk. Not listen to this autistic looking dude.
Yeah,
Nobody talk to me, bro.
But Prince, real quick. I gotta say this real quick. I trade.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon.
Give me 1 second. Pan Africanism. I trade. I'm pretty sure a lot of people trade stocks, but I trade stocks and stock options. The editor-in-chief of the New York Times is a black man. And
from where?
What does it matter?
Exactly. That's the point I'm making.
Sir,
it doesn't matter where the person is from.
Sir, he's African American.
You don't know if he's Jamaican. You don't know if he came from Jamaica.
Sir,
he could have came from Uganda.
He was born in Louisiana, sir.
That doesn't mean anything. The guy who is from the media takeout was born
in the man is an African American. He was born in Louisiana.
Oh my God. Bro, you're so smart that you're acting dumb.
Sir, the New York, sir, please hear me out.
Stop calling me sir. You just making the guy was born in Louisiana, but you don't know if his parents were Botswanian or they were from Kenya.
They're not Botswanian.
How do you know? How do you know?
Sir, listen.
How do you know?
Sir, please listen to me.
No, you killed your whole point. You said it doesn't matter where he's from.
I really have to correct him.
Dinus, didn't he say that? It doesn't matter where he's from. So why, when it comes to our publications, where the origin of the guy's freaking parents is all of a sudden the biggest? No, listen, bro. The guy who writes the media blackout is also media takeout is also African American. He was born in America. He is an African who was born in America. What is his nationality, Dinus, if he's an African who was born in America?
Sir, can you just hear me out for a minute?
You tell me, what is his nationality if he's an African who was born in America? I'll stop talking if you answer that for me.
He's Ado, sir. The editor-in-chief of the New York Times is black American.
Here we go.
Sir, you said the owner of the New York Times. Sir, the owner of the New York Times is called the New York Times Company. It is a publicly traded company. You can buy shares of stock in there, meaning that you can have a say-so with regards of the company. Sir, you literally made it. You actually were incorrect when you said the owners. The owners are.
Come on, stop trying to mince words, dude.
I'm not mixing words. This is business. This is a for-profit company, sir. And the editor-in-chief is a black man. He looks like you.
But if I can interject, if I can interject, basically what Brad is trying to say, like what the origin of the owner, like it doesn't matter where they're from. You know, why did Dennis bring it up?
Dennis, it matters because
you're a liar. You're a liar. Chaotic Truth, you are a liar. You are 100% liar. The editor of the New York Times is Chinese, and his name is Joseph F. Kahn. As of April 19, 2022. You're a liar.
Oh, okay. I was wrong, sir. I haven't followed the New York Times for a month.
You're a liar.
He was a black man.
No, he was acting like he really knew. But you see how he try to act like he really knew? Do you see how he act like he really knew? But I bet you Dennis Sperling's punk ass is not gonna go and make a xenophobic attack on that Chinese guy. Oh, look at the Chinese editor. Wait, no, the Chinese editor of the New York Times went out together because he's a bitch, just like this other dude and this other dude on here. You guys will never stand up to other races, but you want to try to punch down. Listen, you guys want to punch down on our people. You won't do it. I'm not going to let it happen.
Nobody's punching down. Nobody's punching down.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, you Ashanti coward. Don't talk to me.
Dennis.
All right, hold on.
All right.
Country boy with the perm, hot comb, took a hot comb to his head this morning. Go ahead, country boy. Unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Country boy, we can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Hey,
Everybody's good.
how about
Country
now?
boy, go ahead. I can hear you.
So I would
Go
like
ahead.
to,
We hear you. Go ahead. We hear you.
I would like to revisit the talking points chaotic was talking about a little earlier. Now, in all honesty, gentlemen, what I would like to know is moving forward, how the passing of this man going to, affect us moving forward. That's the question I just basically want to pose to the whole panel. If maybe you can bring this question out for me, some to inquiring minds would like to know.
What did you?
Chaotic truth. I'll let you go ahead and.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear what he said. What was his question?
I was basically asking.
Country boy.
I was asking, about this man's passing. Where do we see ourselves as a culture, or maybe a whole nation of black folk? Where is we heading after the passing of this man? That's basically what I want to know. Is that
I would love to answer your question, country boy. Black Americans, whether they are of African descent, Caribbean descent, South American descent, you live in the greatest country on the planet. You have all the opportunities here to be anything that you want to be. Maybe not the president, but you could be a politician. You could be an industrial engineer. You could be a radiologist. You could be an anesthesiologist. Anything you apply yourself for, you can open up businesses. Other groups of people come here. They may work hard for 2 or 3 years, but they figure it out and they become millionaires. Kevin Samuels is not unique in the terms of talking about the greatness of this country. Many black men have been talking about how great this country is for years, and many black people have succeeded in this country. Black people need to stop being victims. Stop pretending that you were a slave. Stop pretending that you just got off the boat. Stop pretending that you're being oppressed. Stop pretending that the police are beating you at the traffic stop. Stop. Get out of that mental slavery. And it applies to the African too. But you don't really hear a lot of Africans crying about colonialism. They just have a different grit. I'm talking about continental Africans, the ones who currently live there. The fact is that Kevin Samuels, he didn't cry victimhood. I don't think I've only listened to maybe a few of his live streams, but I don't think he ever said anything about slavery or Jim Crow, things he didn't live through. But what I did hear him talk about was posterity and productivity. And that's what a lot of men of yesteryear talked about. You don't hear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Start wearing suits and speaking the Queen's English and stop bickering with each other. And no disrespect to Pan-Africanism, but Pan-Africanism, you might want to fact check, sir. The New York Times is a publicly traded company. We got to start fact checking as people too, instead of just spewing things out of our mouths. And I think that's the direction that we should be heading.
You didn't even fact check on who the editor was with your hypocritical.
Sir, the black man is still the editor now, sir.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I can pull it up. It's right here. You want me to pull it up? I got it right here. Editor-in-chief, Joseph F. Kahn, a Pulitzer Prize-winning Chinese correspondent who rose to lead the international desk of the New York Times, and then as managing editor, helped steer the newspaper digital era. Kahn has been selected to be the Times next executive editor.
The next, sir. The next.
Bro, that was a while back. That was a while back.
Sir,
bro.
okay.
All right, bro.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Okay. How about this? You proved your point. How about that?
Oh, I know. I proved my point. I
You
don't
proved
need
your
you to tell
point.
me.
Yeah, April. Okay. Okay. That was what, a week ago? I didn't know that.
It was a week ago. The hell out of here, dude. Why are you dressed like Gerald Levert? That's the real question.
See, and that's the
You
thing.
look like a skinny ass
Pan-Africanism.
Gerald
Now
Levert, dude.
that's,
What
sir.
color is that jacket?
Sir.
Peanut butter?
Now you
Is
don't,
that a peanut butter leather jacket?
sir. That's the problem. Now
No,
you're
your
telling
hairline
me-
is the problem.
No,
Why is
sir,
your hairline in an
show me
upside
your
down U
hairline,
shape?
sir.
Very good and healthy. No
Okay, so
upside
is
down
mine,
U shape.
sir. So
No,
is
it's
mine.
not. That looks like a hair unit. You
Sir,
got that shit glued on the top.
I'm
It
not
really
here
does.
to roast.
It's too perfect, actually.
Sir, I'm not
It's
here to
too
roast.
perfect. Why do you have on
Sir,
a t-shirt with a blazer?
Sir,
Who do you think you are?
Sir,
Pan
I'm not
Kevin
here.
Africanism.
Samuels,
Sir,
Kevin
Pan-Africanism.
Samuels would have
I'm
never
not
wore that.
here. Sir,
No,
I'm not.
Kevin
Sir,
Samuels would have never wore
I'm
that
not
t-shirt
here
with that
to-
blazer.
Sir, I'm
Stand
not
up,
here to
dude.
roast.
Stand up, dude.
Sir,
Stand up,
I'm not
Kevin
here to
Samuels,
roast,
protege.
sir.
Bro,
I'm
do you
here
got
for
shoulder
an
pads on that
intelligent
jacket?
conversation.
You look like you got some slope shoulders,
I'm
dude.
here for an
Brad,
intelligent
stop it, Brad. Stop it. Stop it,
I'm
Brad.
not here to
Stop it.
roast.
Stop it. Stop.
You
Stop.
proved your point.
Pan-Africanism.
He just became
Go ahead.
the editor in chief a week
Right.
ago. You
I'm
proved your
sorry,
point.
bro. I'm sorry, bro. That's not leather. I didn't mean to misdiagnose
No
the texture of your
problem,
jacket.
sir. No problem. Go ahead, sir. Yeah. Go ahead.
Pan-Africanism could be a Mars.
All right, y'all.
He
Hit
gonna,
the
he
like
gonna bring
button.
the hood. He gonna bring
Hit
his
the
street,
like button.
the hood to everywhere he go. It's crazy.
Shut up, you dusty Ashanti.
I'm gonna hold that. That's right.
Brad, be nice,
I'm gonna
Brad.
dusty.
Be nice. Damn it. Be nice. Hold on. Let me Tory Bolton. Go ahead, Tory. Unmute yourself, Tory. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I think
good, man.
I think Kevin Samuels, I think that people celebrating his death, that's pretty fucked up. Like, I don't think that's not cool for people to do that, because he has a family and he has people that love him. And I just don't think it's right for people to, celebrate his death, because they got offended by something that he said. But he did help out a lot of people.
Tori, are you from Baltimore, sir?
No, I'm from District Heights.
Oh, okay. So that's the DMV, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just watched The Wire growing up. You probably don't know about that show. You look real young.
That's the same place he got that jacket from.
Yeah.
He know all about it.
Sir, Pan-Africanism. Sir, I do not want to roast.
He get his hair units attached over there. You know all about
Sir, can we just have an intelligent conversation, sir? Can we have an intelligent conversation, sir? I don't want to roast, okay? I roast all the time. I don't feel like doing it today, sir. You won. How about that? You won.
Hey, Chaotic, get him. Hey, listen, Chaotic, get him.
I really don't want to roast them, but it's fine. It's cool. I'll let it slide today. That's your first warning, Pan-Africanism.
I got a warning now. You can't win a roast with that jacket. Now, maybe tomorrow.
Sir.
Take the jacket off. Then I'll be scared.
I wear this jacket to business meetings.
But where did you wear that T-shirt to? The hood? You just leave the business meeting, go straight to Yang.
Sir, I'm not here to roast, sir. I'm not here to roast. Okay, there we go. I don't want to roast today. But yeah.
From the boardroom to the block. Just take this peanut butter jacket off and you're already cripping.
Sir, this isn't a roasting session. I don't know what's going on here. Can we have a
Is that a fake beard? Is that a beard unit too?
Sir, can we have
a beard? Look, that freaking chin strap looking kind of low. That's a beard unit.
Can we have a decent conversation, sir? Can we be men and talk business instead of playing
You don't look
around?
like Kevin Samuels, dude.
I'm not trying to look like
you
Kevin
talking
Samuels,
about he was a prophet. You need to heed his prophecy.
I'm just trying to look like the chaotic.
You need to heed the prophecy on the
sir. I never said that he was a prophecy. I said he was a prophet. Didn't say anything about a prophecy. Look up the definition.
You said he was a prophet. Prophets are only prophets because they have a prophecy.
Sir. All right, y'all. Can we move the conversation along? This man is obviously drunk. But
the next time you wear that, you need to put on a gold chain.
I don't feel like talking about this jacket any longer. You're high, you're drunk, you're doing something illegal. Sir, stop. Just be. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I would pose this next question to the panel.
Hold on, country boy. Chaotic, you're making a reference about Baltimore. I mean, did he finish that? I'm interested in that.
Yes. I noticed the young man's accent I used to watch The Wire when I was in college. It was almost like watching the Super Bowl every Thursday on HBO. And I noticed the accent. So The Wire is the greatest TV show ever. I don't know if you ever watched it, Tori. You look real young, but it's a really good show. It's like watching chess. It's very intricate. But Pan-Africanism, I'm assuming you've never watched The Wire, right? Yeah.
Hey, Chaotic, you lived in Baltimore?
No, but I visited Baltimore. I went to Pier and I actually saw the slave ship. I love going to Baltimore. I only went once, but I have a lot of family in DC. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's we bring on one. Hey, Tori, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
See, Pan-Africanism, you're acting like a child in front of that young man.
Man, don't get him started, man. Chaotic, don't get
Chaotic, don't get him started, man.
Good, this is what
he lives for. He lives for this stuff, man. Just don't
started.
Go ahead. I'm broken the bed, man.
All right, OB, go ahead, unmute yourself, OB. Go ahead, OB. Unmute yourself.
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. I appreciate it. No, good build. Real ruckus. I just want to come in real quick and just add a little nuance to the conversation. I think the point that Brandon was trying to make is it's not a big point, but it's important. And what is the use of the question is what's the use of FBA rhetoric in connection with the message of Kevin Samuels?
I can answer that when you're done.
Yeah, and so what I'm saying is I do want to be nuanced because I have watched Dennis Sperling's platform. I do like him. I think I'm pretty sure that he's had many people who are not African American on his platform. He also talks a lot about traveling to the Caribbean and dealing with Afro-Latina people. So I would say he's not xenophobic, but I would say there is a spreading of a certain type of FBA ideology, which may not really be helpful to the African American community and not really relevant to the conversation regarding Kevin Samuels. So I think that in essence, it's really not important where the person from Media Takeout, who created Media Takeout, is from, but what message they're actually spewing against Kevin. Their message against Kevin is wrong, but the fact that they are Ugandan by descent is not relevant. And so the point is there are a lot of African Americans who are connecting certain types of FBA xenophobia rhetoric to many different issues which are not relevant. Whether it's dating or whether it's Kevin Samuels, the fact that somebody is not African American has nothing to do with the information. And that's the point that Brendan was really bringing up. And so we need to, and maybe that's a conversation for another day, but just really talk about what is the limits or the relevant limits of the FBA ideology, and is it necessary to continue to bring up a difference or an issue between different Black groups around the world? And so that's the point I want to bring up.
Can I answer
that? Yeah, sure.
OB. The basically right now, especially in the online space, is basically like an entire, land or entire world of just armies. You've got different armies, different agendas, different people on the spaces that are going after different people. So, in the art of war, in the 33 strategies of war, basically this Media Takeout person was using, the army that follows him.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you, Mr. Darko? Let me stop you. Because I think, what happens a lot when we have these conversations, even listening to Chaotic Truth and Brandon, people are in the same arena having a conversation, but they're talking about different things. So the live is about Kevin Samuels, his legacy, and the Black people, whatever nationality they're from, who have an issue with Kevin Samuels. But at times, Brandon's talking about the xenophobia issue. At times, Chaotic Truth is talking about conservatism. We're not really focusing on the issue with Kevin Samuels. So your point you're bringing up, Mr. Darko, is there are people who are attacking Kevin. That's very true. That has nothing to do with the fact that the person is Ugandan by descent. So
I
you
understand
think
it,
you're
but
making, wait, let me just
OB,
finish.
I'm getting
Let me
there.
just finish. Let me just finish.
Okay. Okay.
I just wanted to point out, you're not making a new point. You're just referencing the same thing you said again and again. You have to make up a new point and actually answer the question.
Okay. So I'm
Does
going
it
to tell you a
matter
new point.
where he's from?
Okay.
Or
I'm
does
going
it
to tell
matter
you a
what
new
he's
point right
saying?
now.
Okay,
OB,
go
I'm
ahead.
just going to tell you a new point right now. All Dennis is trying to do now,
Okay, let me stop you again. Let me stop you again. Let me just stop you. I'm trying to help you, my brother. I'm asking you. I'm not talking about Dennis. I told you I agree with you. Dennis is not xenophobic. I think Dennis is doing a good thing with his platform. I think he's also trying to help Kevin. The point is, does the person from Media Takeout, does it matter that he's Ugandan by descent, or does it matter that he has negative information about Kevin? And so when you focus on the fact that he is Ugandan by descent, you're creating an issue between ethnic communities that is not relevant to the issue.
Basically ADOS is being used to basically go after him and basically going after take down that site because he used false information to basically to have the BMTs, the basically the ratchet chicks and all the chicks that are online that are basically twerking on Kevin Samuel's name and his grave. He's used that
True, I
Ugandan
get you. Let me
was
bring this
using
point
that
home for you.
article
So
Once
now,
again,
so
you're not answering
so it's
you're
clear.
not answering the issue I'm bringing up.
ADOS army.
1 second, Brandon. Let me bring it home.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me just bring it home
warfare.
for you,
I
brother.
see
Mr.
what they're
Darko.
doing
It's
now.
warfare. It's just simple. It's simple warfare.
No,
You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Darko. Let me
Save the
just bring it home for
warfare
you.
for Africa, dude. We don't do that
Once,
shit in America. You
Pan
damn
Africans,
let me
peasant.
just
you're there. Why don't you go out there and go
wait.
be
1
an ally
second. 1
over there?
second.
I mean,
1
aren't
second.
you
1
in
second.
Africa right now, Pan Africans?
Mr. Darko, let me just answer this. Let me just solve the issue for you, right? It's okay for anybody to attack the media takeout company and even the person themselves. I just want you to see what you're not seeing. What you're not seeing is by bringing up him being Ugandan, you're creating a separate issue, which is you're attacking his descent and his nationality instead of just him. And
No,
that
let me
is the
say.
purpose of bringing up the fact that he's Ugandan. You bring up the fact that he's Ugandan, which you're not understanding, because there is an intention to attack the fact that he's not African American.
Wait,
And
let me.
that's not
No,
relevant.
That
it's
was the
darker.
point.
Wait,
You're
it's darker
absolutely
than
correct.
that.
That was the point.
It's
You're absolutely correct.
Darko.
That was the point.
Darko. Wait, it's darker than that. What they're doing is they're using FBA and ADOS like the white man uses FBA and ADOS. They know that we are overly emotional, and if you try to get like how the Democrats bring up racism
Brandon is
when they
correct.
want. Hold on, bro. Okay, so the Democrats bring up racism to make us attack the Republicans, right? So now what you have is this tether right here, and the dude who's built like Shrek, Dana Sperling, trying to use ADOS FBA and weaponize them against people who may be of like African descent who own certain media outlets.
Brandon
The
is
thing,
absolutely correct.
wait, hold on. But here's the thing that you guys and all your intelligence don't understand. The consumers of media blackout or whatever it's called will defend it. And those are also ADOS people. So what you're basically going to do is you're going to start a civil war amongst ADOS for what? How does, I don't think Kevin Samuels would have condoned that or utilized those tactics. And like I said before, you got his parents have handed pearls to swine. All you guys could do was reduce this man's beautiful message into some shit that's gonna have black folks fighting each other on the internet.
Hey,
Come on,
Dennis.
bro. You can't be that. You might be dusty, but I know you're not stupid.
Hey,
That doesn't make any
Dennis.
sense.
Right before I leave, I just want to make one last point, which is important. And this is for
Don't make a point. Just leave.
Go ahead.
Jesus said, kick the dust off your
Go
feet,
ahead,
and
bro.
your ass is dusty, so that's gonna take a lot of kicking.
Brandon, stop it. Brandon, stop. Come on, chill out.
Okay, I
Chill
don't
out.
even know
All
why.
right, go ahead, make a point.
That's all good. He trying to get me with the strays. It's all good. I'm ducking and dodging, boy. It's all good. But the point I want to bring up is I see these online conversations, right? And we just got to focus on the fact that oftentimes we're not really having the same conversation with each other. We're coming on with our own talking points, trying to push an agenda or the talking point we have, and we're not actually dialoguing with somebody. So you got to really, and then I'm not really coming down on you, Dynas, but just pointing this out. You have people who are coming on your platforms fighting each other, but talking about two different issues instead of one issue. Peace to everybody.
Hey, hold on, Dynas. Did you listen to what this guy said? So basically, we're going to take Kevin Samuels, a great guy who had a great message. We were on here defending his message. So what the Sperling Shrek dude is doing, he's like, let's take this message and start infighting among black people over. See, that's what I'm telling you. That's why you got to listen to these people. These people, you got to really listen to what they're saying, because really,
it's not that they didn't think that deep into it. To be honest with you, like,
didn't you say you was leaving?
No, OB said he was leaving.
Oh, I know one African was leaving. Hey, Chaotic, are you Nigerian? You look Nigerian.
Sir, I'm so tired. Sorry, can I ask you a question?
You're Nigerian.
I'm actually, sir, I am a being within
You're Yoruba.
I'm a being within the universe. I'm tired of representing myself with a local ethnic group.
It ain't
the
local,
universe
bro.
is so much larger than being a Twi, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, African American. You gotta stop thinking small, sir.
I smell a goosey soup, dude. That's all I know.
It's really good. I wish I had.
Every time you start talking, I start smelling Zoloft.
But here goes the thing, sir. We gotta expand our mind.
I want some goosey too.
Yeah, I love a goosey soup. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah,
I just had some.
Okay, hold on. We got 2 knives. Go ahead.
Thanks for having me. Brandon, I have to give you credit for what you've done today. I think maybe Brandon should be the guy that should be, doing the stuff that Sperling is doing, because he's very correct. The guy that he's supposed to be representing is not like that at all. And all those people that are laughing or celebrating his death, I don't know what kind of human beings do that. They are just, this is the world we live in now, isn't it? And turning this stuff to some kind of xenophobic thing, I don't know who does that. I really don't understand. Brandon, I would say that you're a warrior today. You did a very good job. From my point of view, anyway, the way I look at it is that let's not pretend that Kevin Samuel didn't do a lot of good work. And we should also understand that he also did some things that some people don't like. It's just people are mixed. A lot of people don't like Brandon because he's very brash and all the rest of it. And he really rough handled this guy today. I don't know why. Man, see, that chaotic guy, I get what you are saying sometimes, but the way you come across, you are doing that kind of stuff Kevin Samuel does. People that just come around looking all kind of, they want to have some kind of image. I don't appreciate that. We don't have time for that right now. We really don't have time. You say people are liberal, they should not listen to the liberal, but you say the next thing they should go to the conservatives. How about the people who listen to common sense? Maybe sell to themselves. Black people should sell to themselves, not sell to the conservatives or the liberals. And when Brandon tried to ask you about what has his this thing about this thing, you brought up the New York Times, because the New York Times is publicly owned, but somebody's in charge of the New York Times. Somebody wrote that stuff. Nobody went after him. Are you going to go after an Asian guy? You should have just said, you know what, you are right, moved on. This is the thing. If you want to say stuff, you have to be real, and you have to give it to Kevin Samuel, for better or for worse. That is what sets him apart. He says what he thinks, whether he likes it or not. You like it or not, he just says what he thinks. And Brandon is one of those people. And if you meet someone like Brandon, I don't know you before, but the way you came across here today, maybe you are like Brandon on your channel or somewhere else. But if you meet someone like Brandon and you're talking the way you're talking, he's going to tear you to pieces. You can't be pretentious. You have to call things as they are. That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
I just think everybody was welcomed by Kevin Samuels. It wasn't a thing where it mattered. I mean, I saw a Mexican dude give Kevin Samuels a $500 super chat. That's when I knew. I said, damn, this dude is really reaching people. It wasn't about where he was from and all that. And there are certain things that are about that. But his message resonated with people all over the globe. It was people down in Mexico and shit listening to Kevin Samuels. So that's why I hate to see what he was doing. I'm telling you, I was watching a video about this Chinese dude. He was like, Kevin Samuels changed my life, man. You know, I went through a tough breakup, man, and now he's dating and shit. I was like, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when I listened to Little White Boy and he let his daddy listen to Tupac, Dear Mama, and all that. And I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. Tupac really touched people of all walks of life. He had a message that transcended the little bickering and shit. Now I just feel like it's getting dragged down to the bullshit. And it's not helping Kevin Samuels. It's like the dude Nature Boy. Is his mess, is like what he's doing helping his followers? Is it helping the black community? No. So how is taking that level of ignorance and associating it with Kevin Samuels, how is that uplifting Kevin Samuels' message? It's not. Kevin Samuels' message is high, despite all the people who speak against it and hate him. It's still high. Now we're going to drag it down.
Brandon, you're absolutely correct. Now, nobody's saying that you're wrong. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. And in fact, to be honest with you, like Dennis got that from Tariq. Tariq was the first one to actually point that out because
I know that.
You know
I know that. That's why I said he's spitting Tariq talking point. But do you really? Why would someone give? See, listen. When Dennis is a lawyer, suppose he's worth $10 million, but I think he's only worth 10,000 because I looked at his net worth. Why would a lawyer, someone who's successful, who lets Tariq Nasheed influence their talking points? Who's really successful? So what you have is Tariq was on the bottom of the barrel. Kevin was like at the upper echelon of YouTube. You're now dragging down this guy from the echelon and reducing his shit to Tariq Nasheed's talking points. Bro, do you realize how stupid that is? No one takes Tariq seriously. People in LA don't even know who he is, but everybody knows Kevin. And I'm just telling you, you guys are going to do whatever you want to with the power that has been bestowed upon you. But what I'm telling you is maybe if you're in those conversations, go in there and be like, dude, we need to totally separate from the xenophobic shit because it only can be a net loss for the legacy of Kevin Samuels.
As of now, it hasn't even been a week. Right now is literally all it is just guys standing like back to back and just busting off. So trust me, in the coming weeks, things are gonna cool off. You know what I'm saying? All the people that are coming at Kevin, they're gonna get shouted down. I mean, their lawsuits being flown out right now. Like YouTube channels are getting shut down because people are putting false information. And trust me, the legal team is, I mean, they're full court press. So that's really what's going on right now. Obviously, we could just say this could be a misstep. This could be emotions running high. Let's just chalk it at that. But this is not going to be something that's going to be going on for months and months and weeks and years and years. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely correct. But what's done is done at the end of the day. What's done is done. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward, right now, there are things being put together right now to actually start building institutions around the ideas so that other groups don't steal it and like they did hip hop and make billions of dollars from it. So right now is the perfect time because a lot of the men right now in the manosphere, they're coming together, they're kicking out all the women, you know what I'm saying? Because like we realized that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these slick talking chicks, they come to the manosphere, they get on panels, they build up their you know their channels, and then all of a sudden like them other two ladies, they switch up, and then all of a sudden they you know what I'm saying, they dogging out men once their channel goes over 100,000. So now is men, the talking points are going to be men improving men, you know, men networking, building wealth, building their money together, you know what I'm saying, no females allowed. And then once we build and have the power, we build our own media to build it, then we can decide who we want to bring in or not. Because before we would
no females allowed. What type of
I'm talking about in these spaces.
You ain't touching my booty. You better stop playing. You can't trick me.
First of all, no other group of men, you know what I'm saying, no other group of men, when they're building institutions, have women coming into the institutions, you know what I'm saying, talking and trying to take power and doing stuff like that. All other groups of men,
how many institutions
they have their own institutions, they have their own media platforms that they build, you know what I'm saying, and then they allow the women to come in when they have the power. What we've been doing is we've been giving our power away. These women don't let us in their spaces. You know what I'm saying? Every time we go there, they say whatever they want about us. They say all the disparaging things, but yet every time they come on our side, we allow them in. They build up their network. You know what I'm saying? And then they go back and they start shitting on us. You know what I mean? I can name. I don't want to name no names, but I can name at least 5 or 6 women that like 5 years ago were all throughout O'Shea's channel, other channels, and as soon as they built themselves up to like 100,000, 500,000, next thing you know, the whole conversation switched up. That's what I'm talking about. So we got to stop thinking about pussy all the time. Like us coming together as men, building networks, and you know what I'm saying, and building our own media is I'm not saying that all of a sudden I want to be gay. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Brandon. Let's think more elevated.
The only person who thinks about pussy all the time is someone who's not getting any pussy, bro. That's just the facts of life.
Okay.
Like,
And that's what I'm
Hey,
trying
but
to
guys,
say.
let's do this. Let's go ahead and start closing out. This is what we'll do. Chaotic Truth Live. Go ahead, then Brandon, and we'll go ahead and close out. Go ahead, Chaotic.
Well, I actually had a question for you, Prince, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Go ahead.
I got on the panel a little bit late, and I was trying to catch the gist of what Pan-Africanism was really trying to get at. But with him sounding like he has little Debbies in his mouth talking, I'm not really sure as to what he was talking about. So can you just simplify?
Yo, Chaotic, you late. You
Simplify
you
what
can
he's
sit
talking
down,
about.
writing.
He's
Nah,
trying to say, like,
don't do that. Don't do that, Chaotic. You had a whole hour to come back and forth.
No.
he had to write some shit down. He had to go write some shit down.
Oh my God.
He had to go write some down.
Yo, you can't freestyle, man. You're a writer, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come up.
Hey guys, hey man, hey, thank you guys for having me on the panel. Thank you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, we appreciate it, man. All right, go ahead, Brad. Go ahead and close this out, Brad. Appreciate it, Chaotic.
Just for the record, in the private chat, Chaotic said, "I recognize a superior roasting talent."
Exactly.
He said that in the back chat.
That's
why. Yeah, he had to think about it. He was like, "Let me think of a really good one." No, but nah, man. I'm just saying, bro. I don't care what Dennis Sperling do. I don't. The guy looks like Shrek. If this your friend, and he really is friend, you know what I'm saying? Represent him the way he would have represented himself. You know what I'm saying? Dynast, if you told me, Brandon, I'm giving you a job and I need you to represent me on something, I'm not going to go over there being Brandon because that's not representing Dynast. I'm going to be professional. I'm going to put on a suit. You know what I'm saying? I might go hit the weights a little bit so I can look a little buff like that. Wear a too small shirt like Dynast be doing.
That's impossible, Brandon. That's impossible.
They're all too small. They're all too small. They're all too small.
You need 10 years to get up to that.
Right. But the point is, you're representing someone else. So it's like customer service. You represent the name that's on your shirt. And when you're hired to be the official spokesperson, you say, look, I got to put off my mind and my personal stuff. I have to do what the way Kevin would do it. And the problem is, I don't think Kevin Samuels was a Tariq Nasheed listener. But we all know now that Dennis Sperling is. How did Tariq Nasheed's talking points make their way into Kevin Samuels' universe? Because if Kevin Samuels talked like Tariq Nasheed, he would have never hit 1 million subscribers. He would have never gotten to where he was able to get. Because that is something that it's too polarizing. I have a polarizing channel, so I know what it means to be polarizing. The fact that my name is Pan-African Strikes Back, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, that's going to make a lot of people, I ain't listening to that shit. But the difference is Dynast channel is search for Uhuru. More people can identify with that. So more people are going to watch Dynast than are going to watch me. That's fine. I understand who I am, and what I do. It just seems like there's a lot of context that was lost on Sperling. So even though he was close to Kevin Samuels, it's like he heard the game, but he didn't really, absorb the game. You know what I mean? Because if he absorbed the game, there's no way in hell this guy would have got up on the platform like Marcel Dixon's dumbass and started spewing xenophobic rhetoric. Just like that stuff killed Marcel's campaign, it could really hurt Kevin Samuels' legacy. And all I'm saying is be mindful, bro. It's not what goes in your mouth. It's what comes out your mouth that's going to defile you. And I just feel like Dennis Sperling let some stupidity come out of his mouth, and he needs to check himself before he wrecks himself. And the African on here need to go ahead and let him know.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
Hey, everyone,
You're
hey,
never-
we're closing. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. I gotta go pick up Master from school, take him to football. Until next time, family, down this mirror search for Huru. Peace.